That's looking better. Much better. Love it. Good morning. Uh, good morning. Mr. Dontez, you're late. You need to stay after class and clean the chalkboard. Not again. Oh, I bet not be that smart board again. I always hated those things. They never work when I wanted them to work. But yeah, I'm late. I don't know. I had a lot of sleep yesterday. I got up this morning, looked at SPY, went right back to bed. I was like, nah, people are still buying. Nah, I'm going back to bed. It's like, I don't want to watch it. Yeah, but today, actually, let me skim and see what the Discord says real quick. But what I see right now is PIK. I remember yesterday, a lot of people thought it was a gap up short. It was actually just like a first green day because it didn't meet the full criteria for a great gap up short. Now we're on the second green day, which is actually kind of like a third green day because like if you just look at the daily, is three green days, and we know how that looks like for potential criteria for two other patterns. In terms of that, like if we see like a little bit more extension, we can probably start going for like a multi-day runner or like some type of overextended gap down. And when it comes to like neutralized area and stuff, I'm still looking at like $1. Other than that, it did kind of have some almost pulling back of like half its spike. It actually didn't reach the full half mark, and so we're still good in terms of like the momentum that's coming. When you look at the market cap and float like ratio, it looks a lot healthier than it was before. But it's still at that point where it's not 50-50, but it's like 65, like 35. In terms of like, can this squeeze you? Like, will this become top heavy and stuff like that? Wind still blowing behind it, and they also have positive news, which is a merger or a team up with Disney to create Cheaper by the Dozen for Disney Plus. And so with that in mind, it's making those new highs. The borrow fees are like 31 cents right now. Trying to get like a good gauge of like how much this can push though. That's kind of like, I'm trying to give it like more than less. His main thing is this isn't a gap up short. This isn't a bounce short. It's going to be to the multi-day runner territory. And so when you get into that kind of stuff, you're not going to be looking at, large moves. You're going to be looking at something that you're going to have to hold for a day or two or three and stuff like that. In terms of, overextended gap down and everything. Yeah, this would have been that if it actually stayed like gap down, then perked in the morning, then came back down, but it didn't do that. So now we're getting into that, it's a third green day or a second green day, depending on how you want to talk about that first one. Yeah, that's all I'm really going to say about that. But for now, I actually have mine at 720 in terms of where I think it was going to top, but I don't even know. Like if I really thought that, I would have just like borrowed already. I expected it to actually, wait a second to push, like at least another 15 minutes, and so it's actually in front of the schedule. We're already at 34 million. Has that positive news. I don't see any like changes so far. Other than that, anybody else see anything out there? What do you call it? Good money on that long form from the pre-market buy at 446. Good job. Wait a second. That means you were up at 7. Well, it's not bad. No. Yeah, I can't do Eastern time anymore. It keeps messing me up. I just learned that my gym opens at 5. I thought it was like at 10. So I'm going to try to start lifting in the morning. It's going to be fun. Yeah, wake up at 4, lift at 5, stream at 6, study at 8, eat at 9, something like that. Texas, 6 a.m. Notice the way I said Texas. Good old Jimmy. But there's something else I was saying. So now it's doubled. Oh no. They're just doing that thing where they flash it. So we're in the $7 area in terms of whether this borrow is expensive or not. The way I judge it is like every $5, like up to the $5, I'd be paying like 10% of the entire like profit let's say if I shot like a 30% as like my average, I'd be giving 10% of that profit away if I have like a 50% borrow. So it's still not expensive. But now they just set up to 6. Yeah, that's actually kind of it's pushing it. Like when it comes to those ones that go up to $1, the only kind of price that justifies that for me is something above like 15. Oh no, it's actually above 8. Because at the end of the day, you want to go for security, or security. So with like multi-day runners, like first overextended gap down, you're looking at something like 25%, like 26, 25. With multi-day runners, you're gonna have to go in and out a few times, scale it, and it's actually one of the hardest to scale into, if I remember right. And that's why you kind of have to have the dollar block and a few other things to just show you where the momentum is like decreasing, and then you just go in from there and then have a very fixed loss. I pretty much have to look at my notes again. But yeah, that's it. That I'm willing to share. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay, I'm just okay. Excellent connection. There we go. The server hamster got a heat stroke. Damn. What do you call it? It says something about graphics card, GPU, like all these other things. I needed an update. A lot of those, like I don't even understand like what just happened. Like I've had it happen before, and like, you know, quick fix. But I have no clue why it just like took down like Google and the streaming software. Yeah, it should have did that because I have a backup. No, yeah, I'm not gonna think about it. Yeah, but sorry about that, guys. I forgot what I was saying anyway. Yeah, so 720 is all right, so we're gonna have another crash probably soon. So I might actually end it early and you know, bid everyone a good weekend. Only thing I really see right now is PIK, and yeah, this is probably frustrating for everybody. So this gives me an excuse to get out of here and have a good week. You know, bid everyone a good weekend. Only thing I welcome to Crash Trading, and here today we're gonna crash probably 2-3 times and restart the whole process. And here at Crash Trading, we like to, you know, we like to talk. We like to crash and drink jungle juice, I guess. Like, Crash Trading. We're the channel for you if you're into, you know, just wasting your time doing doing nothing but watching a black guy flop on the floor. Or wait, no, that probably sounds really bad. Hold on, someone's not as good as the other one. I couldn't get a grab of it though. Oh, what was with my face? Wait, what is this? Okay, have a great weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix this. It's gonna crash again probably. In the meantime, I just want to double touch on the PIK because I also heard there's MULN, which we saw a few days ago. Where are you? But PIK. Earlier I said that this is a multi-day runner, or like the start of a multi-day runner, and it should be on your watch. Another thing I wanted to add was that first day. I gotta look at it again, and it doesn't even have a lot of volume, so that's actually not considered to be a first day. But it also really depends on who you ask. So I don't know if I said that last time. So yeah, just want to throw that part out there. Oh, but it also went up to 7.5. So yeah, remember these runs. Parabolic for me is pretty much 60% plus. A push is anywhere from like 20 to 50%. Wait, I'm not supposed to share those, I think. Yeah, but main thing is it's finally getting into that. Everything's against me right now, but it's getting into that minimum bounce short, or not bounce short, multi-day runner area. I can't even pull up my notes. I just restarted everything, so hopefully that actually fixes stuff, and then I don't have to leave everyone. I don't want to be alone on a Friday. Who wants that? So it's still running another instance. No. Whoa. Didn't even press exit on this. But in the meantime, I can pull up my notes. Oh, wrong one. Oh, there you go. 35 million. There we go. Okay. Volume has to be at least the size of the float, which it clearly is. Gain liquidity for 3 days. Where are you? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. This legit is gonna be crash trading. Like there's nothing just like staying on the screen. They're all just barely coming up. There we go. Oh, MULN. That's what I want to see. MULN. See what that is. Okay, it's another consumer cyclical. Shares outstanding 17. So we should be looking at something like 10, 12 or below on the float. So the ratio is really healthy. The sector's hype. Only downside is it's kind of $2 right now. But since it's getting into that multi-day runner category, that won't be a problem. Okay, so he meant just to keep an eye on it. Grr. Me, I got excited for nothing. Or not nothing, but before a $2 stock, which is, I don't know, with those kind of numbers, like volume, like 700, 500, 400, it gets into that CEI territory. But at that point, yeah, I had to look at it like a lot more, and then touch base on some notes, because it's still under 100. So you'd be looking at those, $1 to $2 billion blocks. Yeah, I still wouldn't feel comfortable doing these. But it is one of those days where like the volume is a lot less than it was the previous days. But this whole like bottoming here, coming up and coming back down, puts the neutralized area a lot higher. And then that makes me nervous to like trying. Yeah, but it's a lower price stock too, so you don't even need that much. You'd only go for like maximum 50%, which will put you at 160. But what kind of extension would you look? 3? Like, oh no, I have too many questions. Yeah, not gonna talk about it. Yeah, but this one though, this one's a lot cleaner, a lot more range, a lot higher probability. Has the wind against its back. Already reached like a very decent high. If anything, I would try to size in something from here to like 780. Yeah, that's about right. All right, that's all I wanted to do. Now, where did I put the chat? Because everything still crashed. Oh, okay. Hi. Oh, there's still people here. He called Jimmy. He's tech support. Server hamster got a heat stroke. I was trying to screenshot Dontez. The internet's back. Sigh. Nope. There we go. It freezes. Same timestamp. Same result. Froze for me too. Huh. Refresh the page. It's frozen. I feel like I'm Ella. Okay, that's the one that got me. But why is TradeZero not coming up? And this is the third time I restarted that one. My alarm is a lamp. Actually, we used to have a similar problem like a year ago. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't TZ that did it. But if anything, I say OBS over any of them, because the amount of like stress required on it. See, I would settle for just putting it up on another laptop if I wasn't doing the stream or doing it on my phone. Yeah. I could probably just go back over some basics while I'm over here trying to be tech support. What kind of questions should I ask? No, if you guys have any questions, say something, or, or let me know. say something. Why are you so bad? Wait, why'd I put the accent on it? Hi, Henry. Present. Wait, no, you said I'm here. I did that backwards. I think I slept too much. I left my brain in the dream. There has to be like another instance. No, it's only one. In the meantime, I want to talk about recently, based off my research like yesterday and the day before, a lot of people, the reason they're buying and the SPY and everything's going up, other than that top administrator in China saying he's committing to stability, Powell from the Fed president coming in saying he's committing to inflation, but then his actions say something else. A lot of people have thought that, all the bad news, everything that possibly could affect their portfolio, like from their longs, that's over, or we've seen the worst, and that's why they're buying. And what they're buying is companies with like very strong fundamentals that have been out since like the 90s, like and before, like Kroger's and even GameStop and Chewy bought like a lot of shares in Bed Bath and Beyond, like all those OG stores where the fundamentals are so strong that it was actually still strong during high inflation and quarantine. And a lot of those are getting picked up. So like that's 80 to like 100 something stores. And those are the things people are trying to buy now because they've been oversold by like, 60, 80%. And people are just dip buying those. And then that is also giving a little bit more room to, Apple going down and a few like other what do we call that when it's around the world kind of influence, like macro, I want to say economic, but that just sounds so basic. Geo global, something like that, influences, like Putin saying them accusing Putin of doing war crimes by baiting Ukraine, saying he wants to talk about peace, but then he actually, comes in with airstrikes and some other stuff. Will it go to 10? That's actually possible. Like with that float, with the kind of market we're in right now, where people are just buying anything. A lot of the uncertainty that you'd normally see in the past like few months, that's starting to disappear, but it's only temporary. And you'll probably see it for like max a week, but we're still in that first few days of it. And, I wouldn't be surprised if they put it all into Pike, especially since it has Disney on the name. Because like, again, I was talking about those OG solid fundamental companies. Disney falls into that category. And, so you don't see me like rushing into this, but this is something that should be on our ticker for or watch for a few days. The only thing that could like pretty much get this to fall today is if it went up another 100-something% compared to like what it did yesterday, which is pretty much going to 10. And then at that point, then it becomes a little more top heavy. Because it did do a merger or some type of gaining of a asset, not like an acquisition, but what do you call that? That cheaper bought the dozen. Like they fused with someone else, and that's always like not only positive news, but they also like the investors feed over to each other. But there was something else I was saying. Yeah, but 10 is definitely like possible and likely actually. But at the end of the day, it's all about probability. But like that probability is it's over 50. My thing is, if it does do that, I'd be looking for some type of play during like 1 o'clock, because the chances of that happening before like 11, like at this point, are pretty low. Yeah. But what was I saying? Why can't I get my TradeZero to open? It's just stupid. An instance of this application is already open. All right. No, it's not. It's not on my task manager. They're lying to me. Another thing I wanted to say. Yeah, I think I already touched on it a little bit. Yeah, this like buying and like dip right now, it's temporary. I still give it. I always want to say Tuesday before everything just turns back around and we go right back to the overall trend of going down and a lot of stuff. But with this little like bounce and all the hedge funds and all the people that were on the sidelines and the analysts telling what do you call it, the smart money not to get into something not stable, and then the dumb money just pretty much buying anything that they think there's a potential reversal on. That's all going to change like around Tuesday, and we still have what would you call that in April? Not just second earnings quarter, but something else to do with like the Fed. Like they're not doing their other meeting and hikes and stuff till May, but there's more reports coming out. Like there's reports that come out like every day. There's like a whole site that like has those scheduled reports coming out. I think the Reserve Board. No, not that one. Yeah, but not GDP, like, but pretty much the 2-year yield and the 10-year yield, they've gotten to the point where, you know, they're at the same rate, and what that means is there's a spread between yeah, I can't think about it like too hard. Yeah. That's enough. That's enough for now. I'll refine it by Monday. Yeah. There is some sources I can give in terms of you know, who I think is kind of credible when it comes to talking about this stuff. And you know, I try to, like, someone asked me, how do I study the other day? I always try to go to someone that, you know, sounds like they're talking about noise. Another one that's, you know, pretty much Republican. They've been in the industry for like, you know, 10, 20 something years. and they know how to do their research. They have their thing they're good at, and they just shoot. So you got like the market maverick. You got Peter Schiff. You got like a lot of just newsletters and journals that are kind of credible, like Wall Street Journal, The Guardian, various like chats. A lot of the people I actually got these from are from. Can you talk about the ideal setup for PIK? So the thing is, like, when it comes to multi-day runners, it's a range, and like to give that range, I pretty much had to give you the criteria, and I'm not even confident enough to fully list all the stuff I have for this criteria. Like I'm looking at like at least 2,000 words just on multi-day runner. But actually, yeah, this would be an opportunity. I'll show you. I'll tell you what I have for my ideal entry. When there's a huge gap fill into the resistance, hold on. When there's a huge gap resistance that's broken after a consolidation in double top size. Time. Especially. Okay, so I pretty much warned myself that this is one of those tickers where you can blow up in one candle. And so the ideal is for you to go in on a broken resistance. And so pretty much just buying the strength. So if we had that resistance at like 720, as soon as that broke and went to like 7.5, that's where your first entry should be. That's just one scenario. The second scenario is like after a consolidation, and you know what that means, like consolidation, like 3 hours, and it pretty much sounds like I'm trying to describe a head and shoulders, to where one shoulder is like, an hour and a half, there's a perk, then another hour and a half, then there's another perk, and then you're sizing in on the top of the head and then the right of the shoulder, and waiting for that crack. But that's just like my ideal entries, or at least half of them. The other half, they're more of like very detailed. Like I get 4 chances on this because multi-day runners are always kind of volatile. And this is one of those things where you want to take paper cuts, not like full on losing a limb when you cut your losses. Because it's not as like clear cut as like a gap up short or bounce short. Like there's going to be a lot of volatility, and so you want to like really keep a tight risk, and it's really easy to blow up if you have like a huge size on these multi-day runners. But the main thing is like the dollar block and other factors that give you a little more confidence that a lot of people are trapped in these, plus the overall extension on the daily. They'll give you a lot more confidence to hold this the required amount of time you need to hold this for it to crack the right amount of momentum. And even when it does do that, you still will see some bounces, but you won't see it retake its highs. Yeah, like I got like 12 bullet points on this, but most of those are all for like a single situation. Yeah. Yeah, they said this is, or not they, this is the hardest pattern to trade for a beginner, because there's a lot of mental traps and paper cuts, and then your greed. When you realize how much you can actually size in on this and still be like comfortable, it definitely kills your habits. Yeah, I have so many like red flags on this, and then potential like you make a lot of money. Okay, it says I had my last house call on this. That's probably why I have so much feelings on this. Well, where is the cat? I'm here. Will it go to 10? Dontez, can you talk about ideal setup? 5% from 7.2. Thought you were talking about shampoo for a second. What? What? Yeah, I need to start listening to what I say, because like I just say whatever I feel. And remember, I thought you were talking about shampoo for a second. It needs to break below 6.45. 5% from 7.2. Yeah. Yeah. When I think of like something that's been well tested, I see that as like a resistance, and there's different qualities to resistances, and if you see like a perk above it, ooh, that resistance didn't technically become support yet, because like it still did its job. It just acted as more of like a magnet when it went by and it came down. And so when I think of like a head and shoulders, that's more of like the top of those shoulders. That's a resistance. And, the top of the head, it's definitely the high of the day, like, obviously. But I wouldn't necessarily call that a resistance. But it is something like a psychological resistance at that point. And I'd rather trust trading around like those shoulders than I would the top of that head. So as soon as you crack below that shoulder, yeah, I'm risking like that top of the shoulder and like half of the head, or like, what do you call that? The neckline. But there's always like slippage. He said the shampoo. Oh, head and shoulders, the shampoo. Okay. Isn't that for fleas or dandruff? Okay, that's hilarious. I still, man, I can't open up my TradeZero. I feel like I lost a part of myself. Like I can't even watch. I can't even watch like the borrow fees and stuff if I wanted to. 693. 692. All right. Anybody got another question? It's 10:30, but I have been gone way too many times. I'll give it another 5 minutes. No. Yeah, that half. Yeah, like when I look at what do you call it? Like this went up over 100% yesterday. When it went to what do you call it? In the beginning, it was already 100%, and then pulled back, but low market cap, chances of it actually going all the way back to like the halfway point and stuff like that very unlikely. That squeeze, because like it gave the first day criteria and stuff like that. Not obvious, but it's definitely like predictable. Not only could you buy that breakout, like, you know, A, B, C, D kind of stuff, but when it pulled back like this, I always see that as like another step to like double from wherever it found support. Now, when it comes to like pre-market, always see like aftermarket as like harder to beat down, because a lot of people were frustrated from the people that couldn't get in there, and like it's just like naturally heavier or something. But like in aftermarket though, that's where things are moving. Like not a lot of people can get in, and so when you actually see stuff moving, what do you call it? I want to say the trend starts somewhere, and like I don't know, like it's not a refined thought, but pretty much I'm trying to say it might double from wherever it found support, which at this point was like 417, and that's usually my max, like my upper limit. Like if it does like get some range today, it's gonna double from that point. Like, but that's on the daily, not the morning. In the morning we're looking for, you know, percentages of that, which had already hit the upper, not all the way at the upper, but at least like 60% of that, which is okay. There's another thing I was saying. 715, 668, and 645. Oh, you're doing 5% at a time? Or yeah. Oh, are you looking for like where it what do you call it? I really want this TradeZero to come out. Like when it goes up on these highs, let me get the 2-minute. Each of these places. Maybe it's not what I thought. Unless it's the actual top. 754. I've been doing that for like 20 minutes, killing TZ from the task manager and reopening it. Yeah, every time you see the screen go black, or at least it goes black for me, that's what I'm doing. Like, yeah. See, I go up here, right click in the task. I'm over here, press TradeZero. You know, even a few times I try to open it as administrator. Man, I'm being bullied today, technology wise. Control tab. Hey, previous levels on day chart. Oh, okay. I was like, what is this? Okay. But was Yeah, I'd go 2% off the top, or 1.5. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, so this came out in November. Okay, that January 12th. Like when I see like these triple tops like this, that's very like reassuring. Like when you see it in the past, like I consider that like a price action that's worth saying there's a resistance there. Like people are gonna remember that. And so that's one of the ones that he mentioned. You know, 68. But looking at the highest volume bar, that's it's this one. That's also the 11, 12. Okay, so half of it, top of it. Hmm. Yeah, I could definitely see it. Like the what do you call it? Like when you're uptrending and it like hits each one of those levels before it comes back, especially on the days with a lot of volume. Uh, it's like a psychological resistance, and it's the first thing that most people look for. But that's when they can actually like look at that. Hmm. Which they'll do, because if they do their due diligence, they'll definitely do it. Yeah. I want to see if like how does it react on those levels today. Definitely respecting that. But how did it do the before? Okay, kind of one of them. Also could be a support. Oh well. Yeah, I'm just like looking places now. All right, guys. It's around that time. Sorry about the technical issues. Hopefully everything's sorted out by Monday, and I can actually, pull up a broker account. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend. And I'm heading out. Deuces. Peace. Later, guys. Don't know where I left my streaming window. Okay, I'll just end